and welcome to the weekend review of week beginning 14th of June 2021. For disclaimer, please refer to my website chartvideo.com/disclaimer. Last week we had talked about Nifty moving higher and it almost reached 15,800 mark and as of now it has closed at the highest point. Unfortunately, during the same period, Bank Nifty did not perform well. This was Monday, and the week it was on a weaker note itself. But the main performance came from CNX IT index, which made a huge upside move continuously. On 8th of June, in the morning, I had tweeted, let's concentrate on IT sector. This was 8th of June, and in the next 3 days, this was the result. We did get on the higher side. Will the IT sector continue its performance or not? Would be a thing which I would like to watch out for, and we will be going into greater details. But before that, let's have a study on Nifty and Bank Nifty. When Nifty is at all-time high, obviously the trend of the intermediate term trend, primary as well as the short-term trend, all are up. As of now, just going by the trend analysis, the trend of Nifty will change for the downside if we get a move below this particular level, which is at around 15,566. This will change the trend of the market. But before that, if we see a support here, as I told you, we always should go for buy on dip strategy. If you go by absolutely by the chart, then this place would be a place to watch out for. We had a high, we had an open at this place, which is at around 15,750 odd levels. I would be targeting this particular level, 750 to 770 odd levels. If this holds and then it moves up again, in that case, the uptrend might be intact. A major change of trend may come only if this 15,566 is violated. Till then, the uptrend remains intact, and as long as the uptrend remains intact, we should buy on dips. Fine. But what are the indicators suggesting as of now? Let's go one by one. On the moving averages front, the 13-day moving average is somewhere at around 15,600 odd levels. Since the slope is up, obviously in coming days also the value will change on the higher side. And the slope, even if it is violated, will the slope go on the downside or not? We will check it out. Fine. But as of now, this low is at 15,566. The 13-day SMA is at 15,600 odd levels. That would be a point to watch out for. First signs of negative divergence is coming up in Nifty. Negative divergence in RSI does not mean that the move is over. This may continue, or the divergences are just a deter to the main trend. But since the first signs have come, we should be a little careful. Let's go to the ADX. This is quite interesting. As I told you earlier also, we had repeatedly said that ADX in Nifty was showing a divergence, a huge divergence of sort had come up in Nifty, and thereafter for the first time it is moving higher up in a significant way. Presently, ADX as of now is placed at 23. The move had begun from 12 odd levels, and I would say ADX is certainly giving us a indication of a trending market. भैया कुछ भी कह लीजिए, सारे तीर्थ बार बार, गंगा सागर एक बार, उसी तरह सारे इंडिकेटर बार बार, ADX एक बार. याद रखिएगा, ADX जब तक आपको ऊपर तरफ जा रही है, नेगेटिव डाइवर्जेंसेस वगैरह जब भी होगा वो बहुत सीमित तरीका से होगा. Now in case ADX starts faltering, does not move higher up, just comes down, in that case you may have to worry. But till that happens and the PDI is greater than the MDI, the trend is certainly up. Short-term move, short-term down move may come, but ADX continuously moving up. In case if it falters like this, इस तरह से देख रहे हैं ना, ये अगर गिरना शुरू हो गया या इस तरह से यहाँ पे फ्लैट होके वो गिरना शुरू हो गया, then you may say, well, trend change may come up. Well, but till that, ADX is on the upside. Just going by trending market, well, I would certainly say cautious रहिए, buy on dips, approach रखिए, that should help you out. Going to the put call ratio, well, the derivative segment is certainly telling us something very interesting. Just watch here. Previously, whenever our bull market, in every bull market, we used to go above 1.6 and above. We were struggling to move above 1.4. Right now, we had hit 1.5 odd levels. Well, still we are struggling for the move on the upside. Presently it is at 1.35. If we go to the chart and analyze it, just watch it, अभी तक वैसा कुछ डर नहीं लग रहा है, but still this particular indicator somewhere down the line, it seems that it is being resisted at 1.5 odd levels. तीन बार यहाँ पे जो कि we had already seen in the tabular column there, it had gone up to 1.57 odd levels in between, but presently at 1.35. Somewhere down the line, that type of buoyancy which we used to see in 2020, late 2020, well, it is certainly missing as of now. Is it a warning? Well, I would be taking it as a serious warning if this falters further and moves below 1.2. But till then, it's okay. एक दो दिन अचानक गया just 1.2 और वापस ठीक हो गया, it's okay. But अगर वो नीचे स्टेबलाइज करने का कोशिश करे, नीचे चल जाने का रवैया रखे, in that case it would be a problem. Till then, so far so, but all the same, we are at a all-time high. It is very much necessary that we should give importance to such data. Somewhere, perhaps, dark cloud is being shown in this put call ratio. Let's move over to the most important open interest build-up section. Nifty in an upward trajectory continuously, fine, and so is open interest build-up. Well, this is all okay apparently, but continuously 2 days of high build-up, 6%, 5% consecutive 2 days of high build-up at a very high level. Could it be again a warning? Well, I would say it this way, as long as the trend is up, it's okay. But in case the trend turns down, यहाँ पर जो high build-up हुई है, this may bring in bull liquidation. Sudden bull liquidation may come up. If the trend is up, if no major fall comes up, it's okay, nothing to worry of. But in case of any sell-off, this particular open interest build-up, which by all means is a late entry into the market, this might be shaken off. In that case, we may have sudden bull liquidation. This is another warning which I am seeing on the derivative front. To sum up, I would take it this way. I will wait for the dip. First see whether this particular level of 15,770 holds or not. If it holds, then I might go long. But if 15,770 doesn't hold, in that case, I would be targeting 15,566. And if this is violated, it will be a officially confirmation that this intermediate uptrend, which had begun from 22nd of April, well, from 22nd of April means by all means 6 to 8 weeks old, almost 7 weeks old, that might get truncated. Coming to bank index, well, this was the trend line breakout which we had talked about and a target of all-time high. Well, last week it did not, there was no reason to say that it participated, it was flat. Now let's go by the support and resistance lines. Here it is. This particular support 34,287 should be a major support zone in coming days. How it behaves at 34,287, that will be a point to be watched out for. On the upper side, Well, there is a support or resistance. Right now it becomes a resistance because the price is below the indication index is below that value. 35,216 is a level which I would watch out for, but much more important is this particular day. Well, the high 35,402, and I'm talking about spot bank Nifty, mind it. 35,402 will signal that the present downside swing of short term in nature might be over if we manage to close above 35,402, rather close above or move above it with some momentum and time filter. I would say it this way, that well, in that case the downside move is over and upside might begin. On the other hand, if this is violated 34,641, we can expect the levels of 34,287 to be tested in coming days. The trend line projection still remains valid by any means. Well, this is the problem with projection. It does not go in one straight line. It will take its own time to move up ahead. But all the same, this is it. That's the way a projection works. Well, here is Bank Nifty's open interest buildup. On 4th of June, some open interest buildup did take place at higher levels of 35,408. I wouldn't say this as a very high level or a very low level, because let's is these two levels are just 400 odd points, that is less than 1%. So I would say it this way, that somewhere down the line index is somewhat of a flat to downward trajectory, and in that time some OI buildup is taking place. That would be quite interesting. 35,500 to 35,200 odd level. Well, OI buildup has taken place in two major days. You can say it this way, it is moving down with a downward bias by any means. OI buildup is taking place. Let's see in coming days whether 35,402 is crossed on the higher side or not, or it comes and takes support at 34,294. Well, nothing, I would say this way, that Bank Nifty and Nifty both are not giving pakka perfect picture where we can take the trade, where we can दिमाग बहुत ज़्यादा टेंस नहीं होकर भी ट्रेड ले सकते हैं. But well, let's go to those stocks where good trading opportunities are there. Here it is, TCS. Well, it's in an uptrend. Very good, and most likely in coming days this might be tested. That is the all-time high at 3354. Presently it is at 3273. Well, this is one side bullish signal by any means. A breakout has taken place, and we'll be visiting the open interest side also shortly. But before that, whenever I have told you, whenever breakout takes place, some pullback comes up, those would be good levels to enter. Well, what are the pullback levels which you can expect? These are the two levels which we can expect. One is at 3217, the second one is at 3247. These are the places where we can expect a downwards, where we can expect to take a long trade. Well, in this particular case, one thing I would tell you, that is trader's paradise, and just by sitting you may lose some money. You might have to be agile in trading. Watch here. TCS has got a tendency to close away from the high always. Very rarely it closes at the high. It goes up, well, fine, then again it closes. Sudden bounce on the downside does come up. Wait for those levels. See, watch out. Take profits and then wait for lower levels, then only enter. Well, TCS has got this habit. It seldom closes at the high. Watch it. In entire trend, rarely has it closed near the high. Rarely has it closed near the high in the entire trend. So what should we be doing? Well, take the trade, get out, again wait for good correction, then only enter. Well, so you won't be surprised that if it comes back on the lower side by another percent or so, then take the trade. And on the upper side, well, this can be the target, and possibly this is the all-time high of 3354. Perhaps it may even move higher. Let's go to the open interest buildup. Well, some open interest buildup has certainly taken place and it was flat. This open interest buildup was flat on Friday. Some had taken place earlier and the move is on the upside as well. So you can just say it this way, it is a safe trade. You can go in for this particular trade. Now, in case if we shift to some other shares of IT sector itself, here is Infosys. Here the open interest buildup is not that much, and if we go to the chart, let's check out what is happening there. Here is Infosys. Well, here to the all-time high is at 1477. Currently it is at 1466, and the support here is at quite lower level. Well, 1416, a percent or two from this particular level. But see, watch here, if you just see the chart very closely, the pullback which we were saying after the breakout had taken place on this day. In that case, this particular stock may not show that much of a weakness, and perhaps 1477, and I believe this 1477 was this is the all-time high, so perhaps 1477 might be tested, and then we will again analyze what can come up in coming days. So that's it from me for this week. See you again next week.